our hearts beat.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show today. We are diving deep into the Lifesmart Spa's LS500 Plus hot tub. So buckle up and get ready to soak in all the info. We've got all the goods, product descriptions, spec sheets, and of course, what everyone really wants to see, the customer reviews. I want to make sure you know if this hot tub is the right fit for you before you take the plunge.
Yeah, and with so many hot tubs out there, it can be tough to know where to even start. But one thing that really makes the LS500 Plus stand out is that it's a plug-and-play model. For people who aren't looking for a major construction project, just to get the relaxation on this is a big plus.
Of noticing that too. Plug and play sounds pretty tempting, I gotta say. So let's break it down. What are we actually getting with this hot tub?
Well, just imagine this. You step outside into your backyard, and there it is. A sleek, rectangular hot tub, big enough to fit 5 adults comfortably. We're talking 87 inches long, 77 inches wide, and 34 inches deep. So there's plenty of room to stretch out, enjoy yourself.
I like the sound of that already. 5 people, that's a decent-sized party right there. But you know what else I'm curious about? Those jets. Everyone always raves about hot tub jets. But is it really all it's cracked up to be, or is that just marketing hype?
Well, the LS500 Plus has 23 hydrotherapy jets. And yeah, that might seem like a lot, but they're not just randomly placed. Each jet is strategically positioned to target different muscle groups for a truly therapeutic experience.
Well, so it's not just about the number of jets, it's about the quality and the placement too. That makes sense. So what are the actual benefits of these hydrotherapy jets? Are we talking serious pain relief, or is it more of a gentle massage?
Hydrotherapy has been used for centuries, to relieve aches and pains. And with the LS500 Plus, you're getting a variety of jet types that deliver different massage experiences. Some are powerful and focused for deep tissue massage, while others offer a gentler, kneading action. And there are even jets that create a swirling motion to boost circulation.
Okay, I'm starting to see why people get so excited about hot tub jets. It sounds like a pretty versatile way to address muscle tension and promote relaxation. Now, I'm curious about the maintenance side of things. Hot tubs have a reputation for being kind of a pain to keep clean and balanced. Is that true with the LS500 Plus, or are there features that make it easier?
Well, they've definitely made some smart design choices to simplify maintenance. One of the big ones is the built-in ozonator.
Ozonator. That sounds pretty high-tech. What does that do exactly?
It's actually a pretty simple concept. The ozonator injects ozone into the water, which acts as a natural sanitizer. Ozone is really good at killing bacteria and other microorganisms, so it helps keep the water clean and reduces the amount of harsh chemicals you need to use.
Less chemicals, more relaxation. I'm liking this more and more. Now, they also mention energy efficiency in the product description. Things like full foam insulation and a thermal locking cover. But do those features really make a difference in the long run? I mean, how much energy can a hot tub even use?
Oh, they can be real energy hogs if you're not careful. But that's why good insulation is so important. Think of it like this. The full foam insulation acts like a thick, cozy blanket around the hot tub. It traps the heat inside and prevents it from escaping, which means the heater doesn't have to work as hard to maintain the water temperature, and that translates into lower energy bills for you.
So we've got spacious design, powerful jets, easier maintenance, energy efficiency. It's shaping up to be a pretty impressive package so far. But let's get down to brass tacks. What are real people saying about the LS500 Plus? Time to dig into those customer reviews and see if it lives up to the hype.
All right, let's see what the hot tub aficionados have to say, because at the end of the day, their opinions are what really matter.
Okay, spill the tea, give us the good, the bad, and the bubbly.
Starting with the good news, a lot of people are raving about how spacious the LS500 Plus feels. Like Judd from Branson, Missouri. He says it's huge, and there's plenty of room for his whole family to relax without feeling cramped.
That's a big plus for me. I definitely don't want to feel like I'm in a sardine can with my friends. So spaciousness check. What about those jets? Are people happy with the hydrotherapy experience?
Definitely. Judd also mentioned how much he loves the powerful jets. He says they're perfect for working out sore muscles after a long day. And Jen from New York was really happy with how easy it was to set up. She had the delivery guys put it right in her Florida room, plugged it in, and was soaking that same night.
See, that's the beauty of plug and play.
Yeah.
No need to wait for an electrician or deal with complicated installation. You can literally just plug it in and start relaxing.
Exactly. And Aaron from Wellsville, Utah also mentioned how simple the setup and maintenance were. He even drained and refilled it himself, which shows you how user-friendly this model is.
That's encouraging, especially for people who aren't super handy. So we've got positive reviews on the size, the jets, the ease of setup and maintenance. That's pretty good so far. But are there any common complaints we should know about?
Well, a few people did mention that the delivery times were a bit longer than expected. It seems like that's a common issue with hot tubs in general, but it's something to keep in mind if you're hoping to be soaking ASO.
Yeah, patience is key when it comes to hot tubs, I guess. Anything else that stood out?
One reviewer, Tracy, from Olympia, Washington, mentioned that the tub wasn't as deep as she expected. She pointed out that taller folks might not get a full upper body soak.
That's a good point. It's definitely helpful to get those real-world insights, especially when it comes to something like a hot tub, where size and comfort are so important.
For sure. And another practical consideration that popped up in a few reviews was the length of the power cord. It seems like it's on the shorter side, which could limit your placement options.
So measure carefully, and maybe have an extension cord handy just in case.
All right.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here. We've got the specs, the features, the rave reviews, and even a few potential drawbacks to consider. But the big question is this the right hot tub for you? We'll tackle that question and more in the next part of our deep dive, so stay tuned. All right, so we've really dug into this LS500 Plus. We've seen the spacious design, the powerful jets, those convenient features like the ozonator and the energy-efficient insulation. We've even heard from real users about their experience, both the good and the bad. But now I think it's time to shift gears a little bit and really focus on the big question. Who is this hot tub actually right for?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? A hot tub is an investment, and you want to make sure it really fits your lifestyle and your needs.
Absolutely. So let's break it down. If you're looking for a hot tub that's easy to set up, spacious enough for family and friends, packed with features to soothe sore muscles and designed to be energy efficient, then yeah, the LS500 Plus is definitely a top contender.
It really does seem like a great option for people who are prioritizing those therapeutic benefits, who want a hot tub that's relatively low maintenance.
Right. But on the flip side, who might this hot tub not be the best fit for?
Well, if you're on a tight budget, there might be more affordable options out there. And if you need a hot tub delivered quickly, those potential wait times could be a deal breaker.
Good point. And we heard from Tracy, who wished it was a bit deeper, especially for taller folks. Is that a common complaint with hot tubs? Or is the LS500 Plus on the shallower side?
Hot tub depths can vary quite a bit, so it's always a good idea to check the specs carefully. In this case, 34 inches is a fairly standard depth. But if you're looking for a really immersive soaking experience, where you can submerge your whole body, you might want to explore models with a deeper basin.
Okay, good to know.
Oh.
Now, I'm also thinking about those unanswered questions that potential buyers might have. Things like placement, electrical requirements, and even just figuring out the ideal water temperature.
Those are all crucial factors to consider.
For sure.
Placement is key. You'll need a sturdy level surface that can support the weight of the filled hot tub. And you'll want to think about access to electricity and water.
Right. And speaking of electricity, I remember several reviewers mentioned that short power cord. Are there any workarounds for that? Or do you pretty much have to have an outlet right next to the tub?
Ideally, you want to avoid using extension cords with hot tubs. It's best to consult an electrician to make sure you have the proper wiring and outlets in place, to handle the hot tub's electrical needs safely.
Safety first, always. Now, what about water temperature? Is there a sweet spot for hot tub soaking? Or is it purely personal preference?
Most hot tubs have adjustable temperature settings, so you can customize it to your liking. But for safety reasons, it's generally recommended to keep the water temperature below 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
Good to know. I tend to run a little hot, so I'll definitely keep that in mind. Now, earlier we talked about the ozonator and how it helps reduce the need for chemicals. Are there any downsides to using an ozonator? Or is it all sunshine and roses?
Well, ozone is a fantastic sanitizer, but it does break down relatively quickly, so you'll still need to use some level of traditional sanitizer like chlorine or bromine, to maintain a consistent level of disinfection.
So it's not a complete replacement for chemicals, but more of a supplemental system that helps reduce the overall amount you need to use.
That's a good way to put it.
Right. And I'm sure some people just prefer the familiarity and effectiveness of traditional chlorine. So it really comes down to personal preference and what you're comfortable with.
Exactly. It's all about finding what works best for you and your hot tub.
Right. And it's always a good idea to do your research and maybe even consult with a hot tub professional to figure out the best sanitation approach for your specific situation.
Definitely good advice.
Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I wanted to circle back to something we touched on earlier. Those creative uses for a hot tub, beyond just relaxation.
Oh, yeah. It seems like the LS500 Plus is more than just a place to soak and unwind. It can be a versatile addition to your home, used for fitness, stress relief, and even some unconventional cleaning. like Nicole from Olympia, Washington mentioned in her review.
Cleaning in a hot tub. I'm intrigued, but slightly terrified. What are we talking about here? Dirty dishes, muddy boots.
She didn't go into specifics, but it sounds like she might be using the hot water and jets for things like soaking delicate garments, or maybe even pre-soaking laundry items.
Okay, that's actually pretty clever. It just goes to show you that a hot tub can be more than just a luxury item. It can be a practical tool as well. Who knew?
It's all about thinking outside the box.
Right.
And that's what we love about deep dives like this. We uncover those hidden gems of information and spark new ideas and possibilities.
Absolutely. So with all this new knowledge under our belts, what final thoughts or advice do you have for our listeners who might be seriously considering the LS500 Plus? What are the key takeaways they should keep in mind?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that the LS500 Plus is a well-rounded hot tub that offers a lot of great features and benefits. But it's not perfect for everyone. So before you make a decision, really think about your needs, your budget, your space, and what you're hoping to get out of your hot tub experience.
That's great advice. Don't just jump into a purchase without doing your homework. Make sure it's the right fit for you and your lifestyle.
Exactly.
And if you've listened to this deep dive and thought, yes, this is the hot tub for me, we've got you covered. You'll find a link to the product page in the episode description, where you can explore further and maybe even take the plunge. Pun intended.
And remember, this is just the beginning of your hot tub journey. Once you've made your decision, a whole world of accessories, maintenance tips, and creative uses awaits.
Ooh, the possibilities are endless. I'm already picturing myself with a stack of waterproof books, some soothing aromatherapy blends, and maybe even a floating Bluetooth speaker for some underwater tunes.
And don't forget those cozy winter nights spent under the stars. Snowflakes gently falling as you soak away the day's stress.
Okay, now you're just making me want to buy one right now. But before we get too carried away with hot tub fantasies, let's bring it back to reality with one final thought-provoking question for our listeners. Imagine this. You've finally got your LS500 Plus all set up, the water's warm, the jets are bubbling, and you're ready for your first official soak. What's the very first thing you do? Who do you invite to share the experience with you? And what's your ultimate hot tub ritual? We'd love to hear your answers in the comments. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of the Lifesmart Spa's LS500 Plus. Until next time, happy soaking.
So are you ready to make the call? Is this hot tub the one for you?
I think we've covered just about everything, haven't we? We've looked at all the specs, the features, we've heard what the happy customers have to say, and we've even uncovered a few potential drawbacks.
Yeah, we've really dissected this LS500 Plus from every angle.
So the question remains, is it worthy of a spot in your backyard?
Well, based on all the info we've gathered, I'd say the LS500 Plus is a solid contender, especially for folks who are looking for a good balance of comfort, convenience, and those therapeutic benefits.
Right. But ultimately, the decision is yours.
Exactly.
We're just here to give you the tools to make an informed decision. One that really aligns with your own needs and preferences.
That's the most important thing.
For sure. And hey, if you've made it this far and you're thinking, yep, this is the one for me, we've got you covered. You'll find a link to the product page down in the episode description. You can check it out in more detail, maybe even take the plunge. See what I did there?
Always with the puns.
Gotta keep things lighthearted,
I feel that. And remember, this is just the start of your hot tub journey. Once you've made the decision, there's a whole world of accessories, maintenance tips, and creative uses waiting for you.
Oh yeah, the possibilities are endless. I'm already envisioning myself out there. Waterproof books, aromatherapy blends, maybe even a floating Bluetooth speaker.
Don't forget those chilly winter nights, soaking under the stars with the snow falling around you.
All right, stop. You're making me want to buy one right now. But before we all get swept away in a hot tub daydream, let's bring it back down to earth with one final thought-provoking question for our listeners. Okay, here it is. Imagine this. You finally got your LS500 Plus all set up, the water is nice and warm, the jets are bubbling away, and you're ready for that first glorious soak. What's the very first thing you do?
Ooh, good question.
Do you jump right in? Do you grab a drink? Do you invite some friends over? What's your ultimate hot tub ritual? We want to hear all about it in the comments. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Lifesmart Spa's LS500 Plus. Until next time, happy soaking, everyone.
It laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again.